I find myself, sometimes more than others, thinking, why? I mean, who the hell are we really? There are so many statistical anomalies that could have led me not being here, yet I am here. But why? Why am I the person I am, and how did I end up here? And I'm not just referring to this grass field. When I entered high school, I stayed fairly ambitionless. I didn't necessarily care why or how I became the way I was, and honestly, some of you might relate. Ultimately, the world's purpose is beyond our scope, so why try and think about it? But it's not beyond us? I mean, look back to the fucking pirates. These dudes were dying because they didn't have enough fruit, yet they were still finding ways to explore and discover land and understand our world.
Wait, was that Vikings?
I mean, it's a pretty psychological thing. As one of the greatest philosophers of all time has said, everyone you will ever meet knows something you don't. We expect to learn the meaning of our planet, but don't even try to connect with the people who are around. I've always been a firm believer of this. While it remains true that there are things in nature that are inevitable to happen, our futures are mostly shaped by the people we surround ourselves with. The ones we learn from, and mostly the ones that we become friends with in a date. Think you're beyond this? Bullshit. Open your Spotify and cry one more time to that Frank Ocean song that your ex sent you 3 years ago. Or dance to that song that your best friend showed you in that 2 a.m. parking lot where everything was just a little better. We can think we're beyond it all, but in reality, these small mementos left by humans around us can shape who we are, the world we live in, and the future we create. Isn't that fucking crazy? This relates back to this concept called sonder, which is the realization that each random passerby is living a life as vivid and as complex as your own. Every time you look at a series of cars or a city skyline filled with lights and windows, they are filled with so much life, so many memories, problems, and questions we don't even know. All these people are living in a world influenced by their own peers and experiences, and yet they are all there to build one connected place. Now, you might be thinking, well, cool, but why are you bringing it up? Well, this last year my life has changed a lot, in a lot of ways I didn't expect. I moved from my hometown for school to a big city and had to learn how to live 4,000 kilometers from what once was home. The world felt bigger than it ever had, and for the first time in my life, I wasn't just a neighbor in a smaller town. That town got larger tenfold, and the people around me just knew this and had lived with it most of their life. I was often scared and felt isolated and struggling to find other people to navigate this with. And then it hit me. I was in a car with 4 friends I had just met. We were screaming the lyrics to some Dominic Fike song, and I passed this mural. It was a simple phrase, something you might even see in a millennial's Facebook post, but all it said was, everything matters, nothing's important. Everything did matter, but none of it was important. The stupid shit I said in 7th grade did matter. It changed who I was and who I was with, but it wasn't important. The awkward first situationship I had did matter. The dumb things I said made me cringe, and I wish I said them to someone else, but it wasn't important. The things we live through matter. The small and big experiences we have matter, but never are they the single reason you're the way that you are. The things that we live through matter. The small and big experiences we have matter, but never are they the single reason you're the way that you are. I had to say goodbye to a lot of those experiences, the boring nights in a small town and the dumb conversations I'd have as a kid, and it all mattered. These things are all made to happen, and in order to surround ourselves with people we know are good, there's going to be some bad experiences in there too. With life as complex as it is, everything matters. Everything is necessary, but in a greater scale, not just one is important. You are who you are today because of everything that has happened, good or bad, and you should be proud of that. You've lived so much life, met so many people, and inevitably crafted the person you are right now, and that in itself is an accomplishment. You are here today from the experiences you've had. Everything mattered, but you were important. Nothing else was. So next time you wonder why, think about everything. All of the people you live around, the places you went, the things you want to do next. Because one person or place could change everything, and if it doesn't, it still matters.